Shadows were deepening over Europe. World War II was consuming the continent. But while blood was being spilled on the front lines, in the depths of secret bunkers, projects were being born that could have altered the course of history. Weapons so insane they were feared even by those who created them. The Wunderwaffe, the wonder weapons. Today, we pull back the curtain on the most ambitious and deadly developments of the Third Reich. As the Wehrmacht pushed across Europe, Adolf Hitler was already dreaming of a new, invincible war machine. Obsessed with gigantism, he believed that size alone could strike paralyzing fear into the hearts of his enemies. This obsession led to an idea that would stun even the most daring engineers. A project codenamed Landkreuzer P.1000 Ratte, the Rat. Imagine this. A steel fortress 35 meters long, 14 meters wide, and weighing a staggering 1,000 tons. To put that in perspective, it would have been 20 times heavier than the largest mass-produced tank of the war, the Tiger. On its deck, they planned to mount two 280mm naval guns, capable of firing 300-kilogram shells over a distance of 40 kilometers. These were guns taken straight from German battleships, but this superweapon came with a devastating price. It was a logistical nightmare. The Ratte would have required 2 marine diesel engines, producing a combined 17,000 horsepower. It couldn't cross a single bridge in Europe without crushing it. Roads would have been ground to dust beneath its weight. With a top speed of just 14 kilometers per hour, it would have been a massive sitting duck for Allied bombers. And the fuel? A single mission would have drained enough oil to power an entire division. The P-1000 project was the ultimate symbol of engineering madness. By 1943, as Germany's resources withered, the project was finally cancelled. All that remained were blueprints and a few naval turrets, later repurposed for coastal defense. The Ratte never roared on the battlefield, remaining forever a ghost of a war that Hitler was destined to lose. While Allied pilots dominated the skies with traditional propellers, a radical shape was appearing on German drawing boards. It looked less like a plane and more like a visitor from another world. This was the Horten HO-229, the world's first flying-wing jet fighter. Designed by the Horten brothers, this aircraft lacked a tail and a fuselage, creating a sleek, bat-like silhouette that was decades ahead of its time. But its shape wasn't just for speed. The HO-229 was the world's first unintentional stealth aircraft. Its smooth surface and charcoal-infused glue were designed to absorb radar waves. In modern tests, it was revealed that this 1944 machine could have been detected by British radar 20% later than a standard fighter, giving pilots almost no time to react. If mass-produced, the flying wing could have turned the Battle of Britain into a massacre. Yet, like many other projects, it arrived too late, with only a few prototypes ever taking flight. But the Reich's ambitions didn't stop at the edge of the atmosphere. Engineer Eugen Zenger proposed a weapon so terrifying it was codenamed the America Bomber. The Silbervogel, or Silverbird. This was a suborbital rocket-powered spaceplane designed to skip across the Earth's upper atmosphere like a stone over water. Its ultimate goal? To take off from Germany, reach the edge of space, and drop a 4-ton bomb on New York City before landing in the Pacific. It was the birth of the intercontinental space weapon. The technology required to survive the heat of re-entry was something the world wouldn't master for another 20 years. The Silbervogel remained a dream on paper, but its legacy lived on. After the war, these very designs helped pave the way for the American space shuttle. The Silverbird never bombed Manhattan, but it pointed the way to the stars. As the Third Reich crumbled, a project of a completely different nature was reportedly hidden deep within a Polish mine. It wasn't a tank, nor a plane. It was known simply as Die Glocke, the bell. According to declassified documents and witness accounts from SS General Jakob Sporenberg, This was the pinnacle of Nazi occult science. The bell was described as a heavy metallic object, about 3 meters high, filled with a violet mercury-like substance called Zerum 525. When activated, it glowed with a pale violet light, emitting high doses of radiation and intense electromagnetic fields. Some researchers believe it was an experiment in anti-gravity. Others whisper about something far more terrifying: time distortion, or even interdimensional travel. The scientists working on Die Glocke allegedly suffered from terrible side effects: dizziness, skin ailments, and even death. Then, as Soviet forces approached, the project vanished. The bell, its lead scientist Walter Gerlach, and the mysterious henge, a massive concrete structure used for testing, are all that remain of a puzzle that historians are still trying to solve. Was it a failed wonder weapon? Or did the Nazis touch a branch of science we still don't understand today? While the bell remained a mystery, another weapon was very real, and it was falling from the edge of space: the V-2 rocket. This was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. Standing 14 meters tall, it reached speeds of over 5,000 kilometers per hour. It was so fast that there was no warning, no siren, no sound, just a sudden, devastating explosion. But the V-2 holds a darker, more historic record. On June 20th, 1944, a test rocket became the first man-made object to cross the Kármán line, the boundary of space. It was a terrifying paradox. A machine built to destroy cities was the first to touch the stars. Its creator, Wernher von Braun, famously said, "The rocket worked perfectly, except for landing on the wrong planet." As the war ended, the race to capture these rockets, and the minds behind them, would spark the greatest technological competition in human history. As the guns fell silent in 1945, a new, invisible war began. The United States and the Soviet Union scrambled to hunt down the minds behind these wonder weapons. This was Operation Paperclip. Over 1,600 German scientists, including Wernher von Braun, were secretly brought to America. Their pasts were scrubbed clean because their knowledge was priceless. The technology that was meant to secure a 1,000-year Reich instead fueled the Cold War. The V-2 rocket evolved into the Saturn V, which eventually put Neil Armstrong on the moon. The stealth designs of the Horton brothers paved the way for the B-2 Spirit. History is a strange cycle. The terrifying shadows of the 1940s became the light of the modern space age. But we are left to wonder, how much of this secret history is still hidden in those buried bunkers? Thanks for watching. If you want to see more untold history, hit that subscribe button and stay curious.